the reckoning of your bad dreams and broken bodies and drop down to the knees and beginning to plead. Or maybe it was the begging for only the within, defeating the greed, and you can be hysterical, laughing at the reminding yourself of the far, for the dumb, for the staggering and terror. And the side of your eyes beginning to run, for you can realize that you can never run your dreams and it's too late. Them kingdom hall for the echo with you can scream or not. And you can sing and cry that shout for the help, for this is the best friend. Or choosing a side for that, this could be the watching over the rich yourself, or ripping apart for the disgrace, for the insignificant, for the brag. Or the immediate for the consciousness, and maybe the crawl. Or vision to brag and to find that faith is back. And this is the thing, and I saw for the last. And then the cataract, for this is the left eye, for the trying, for the starting to cry. For everything else is what you can find else to begin, for the gleefully. Sign for the anybody know, for the Hebrew bother. You can find yourself for the slave, you can turn yourself a ring for the weather. You're given enough to just to die. But I need nobody for the genuine. Genuinely care for the weather, and I can take a highway or not, but you can see on the stairs, and I cannot believe mine. I wouldn't care for this, the eternal, for the suffering. You can find the spending time alone for the everything. I can never find it something to harm for the revenge. You, however, for the messing it with me, for the torture, for the only people that watching you ripping your heads and ripping you apart, for the shreds and the insane. And there for the dead, for this is the only idea, but I cannot be capable enough for the God to be older than the love that you could dare me to tell I'm weak. And the tougher you think I am, for the I will fight you back, for the whatever it takes, for the whatever you can raise the stakes, because I know that I will win. Twisting out the skin and you will never see the grief, and you can scream it along, for the begging for me to stop it. I myself and I will never stop it. That's on the top of it all, because you never absolutely with the being for the new horror. Find enough for the growth that you can be the reaction. Because of the best part, you want for the feeling, for the ripping out of your own heart. I can't wait to show you what the you begin to laugh at the start, for the only acapella, for the only rearranging of that beat to come back for the arrangements, the embodiment. For the poet, for the soul, for the ripping part of the mind, for the particles and time that you can give away for the words to come back. A sign of ensemble, enough for the passerby, for these to be complex as your own, for the population, for the ambition, enough for the routine, and inherited in scars, saving in that moon. It was a swinging what you can find for the move. For these the days that all would be one to do, and all in half for the love of the upon the mind, for nothing else to occupy it. But they're looking at me. It was all for you to need, for this was the promise, for this you can held tight, for the truth, for the love, and you could offer to be cared to. I loved you, but this was the place, and I can love the way for the bring me up to the point where you can find it still for the relevance and whether we ever have it here for the heaven's sake, for the clanging out to what this tune out to be, for the swinging of the moon. You are a shining star for the waiting of what you can be and what you want to be. Casuals enough. Do you know the destination? Tell me the color about you. Compare yourself and the life together, the value for the staying in lines inside that color and drawing lines and until that flower can reach the ground, or it's in the ground. Your mind can erase things for the spinning as a lower record does, for the mind for not going and skipping the beat, for the sort of wishing it would, for the playing to be deep enough, for the lullaby every single night, for the I wishing I could begin wishing I wasn't not going to sleep tonight. Or is that right? To be the one to call yourself for someone, for the aching of the you can find yourself for the photo, for the life feeling good enough to be beyond the room, you see that you can kind of strive hard place and just not be a rose, but every time you can ask why I need to dry. Only for the trials and errors. This is the flight that take place with all the risks. You can keep on thinking with the campaign, the misfortune, misinformation. You'll find yourself thinking and thinking yourself for the dream, for the gazing away for the ground, for the repelling of what you could find potentially seeming together. I can never be as far as I can never let that hold a sound. Assimilating for the time, for the way, for to be careful enough, for the craft of such a man, for the shifting of the self, for the convincing of itself, and you can be the never the failing, for the infectious enough to be convinced beside me, not to check in the cut. Convincing enough of the poison you can be injected. I am not for the integrated with detail, you can have a secret that this is the famous number, the only shell, this is the understanding of the interior content. Life and enough for the feeling and finding and hear myself, and this is the rainbow of that woman. Sunset after the prolonged summer day, for the striking a path, and this is the dismay for the lines of the sorrow to fade yourself, for the free painting of what you can fully display. A fake happiness and a fake love, not for the re-rotating, for the down, for the right, for the around, for the society to be a part of you, for the understanding the truth is only a part of me, for this is the more, for the greedy, for the grind. The option is there, and until you can be fake happy with the mascara, or well, shed enough for the shifting. And in a moment's time, you can come oblivious to that sound in a moment with the realization that you could become everything that goes silent. And the world's oblivious to the whirlwind of imagination. You could be that growth. And the start of life is so small. But prepare for so much for the fragile, for the porcelain. You may be trying for the closed leaves. Keep me inside a safe and keep me warm for the till I survive on my own, for the blossoming. Petals to advise. Adding my beauty to the world, for the suddenly I was vibrant enough for the ready for the world, for the strong and beautiful autumn, slowly enough for the petals to fall. Dust that world destroy for the vibrancy from the let themselves know the blue. Just to slowly let me will for the others to change too. For the green to the amber, the brown, and them slowly disappearing, but not even seem frightening enough for those of what's coming for the winter. It was dark enough in the night for the world, for the cave and all itself was cold, and the breathing with every day for the reaching to find air. Slowly growing, closer now, I don't know if I can survive here. Spring enough for the air and sun, beauty. I found it all again, for now not time for the same, for the beauty, for the again, for I can find that but for I know that I can get through this in every darkness I encounter, for the worth of enduring. Just to see the beauty of the world, just to see her, for the smile. And I don't want to give up, and I want to retire the same. And I can do this for the left of me, for the be bored and tired, for there's nothing more for the inspiring me. And for me be doing for this is the one for I admire for this, adore me for this to find me and knowing. Going to be the last thing I ever write. Or that was the story I had to do for all along for the ride. For this will be the last time I can leave my heart to die. I will love you to still I do for this not be I know it. Please not keeping me and thinking of you for this will be the last time. And I'll be the last home, but I'm getting ready to write for this is the leave and the rest of my notebook for the empty and the right. I can say goodbye for defining it. You to be better. We're finding a better person. Derived from the many origins, from these to be them. Eating the elephant for the prolonging, the whoop was prolific, when the prolific enough for the scholar for the aroma over the age like a pipe with the golden for the cube with the wrapping inside the plastic and hidden inside a ribbon. Beneath the secret for the drawer, for this is the little one not to find. Or he won't. It would be that for the rock and the redeemer. I am be the being of vain for the generosity world would change and reaching out the goals and luck would be. Then if it came for the drugs will take over. Find that for the rearrangement. For something the sacrament. A sacrament for this is the island. Sacrificial. Sacrifice. The meaning of what you could find would be reaching through the goals and luck would be always something new to learn. So not be afraid for the wearing of the frame, for the picking up of the hobby, for the something you can do for the owing of yourself, for the going, for you the above, for yourself for the long, for the invite to yourself, to be the heavenly, the treatment of yourself for the right, for the wrong, for the something to learn, for yourself, for the not to doing, for the them, for the them. Or toward that AC for the learning as much as you can, for the willing to understand, for the withstanding. Well, you can find a limit to yourself, for the thinking, for the just can't. You can find the action for the what you can't and can't do, for the going on, for the be honest with yourself, for the starting tomorrow, for this the fresh and new. You be the way, the old yourself for the good, for the Lord. You be the invitation of the heavenly, the treating of what you can find the hurting of anyone to move along. But you can find inside of the long poem that you can comprehend with. I wish I can find anything that I can worry about the small things that we can't find them kept within yourself and you are aware of the experience that you can find that.
And in a moment's time you can come oblivious to that sound in the moment with the realization that you could become everything that goes silent. The world's oblivious to the whirlwind of imagination. Be that growth. The start of life is so small. Prepare for so much for the fragile, for the porcelain. You may be trying for the close leaves. Keep me inside a safe and keep me warm for the till I survive on my own for the blossoming. Petals to advise, adding my beauty to the world. For the suddenly I was vibrant enough for the ready for the world. For the strong and beautiful autumn, slowly enough for the petals to fall. Just that world destroyed for the vibrancy to let themselves know the bloom. Just to slowly let me move for the others to change too. Green to the amber, the brown, them slowly disappearing, but not even seem frightening enough for those of what's coming for the winter. It was dark enough for the night, for the world, for the cave and all itself was cold. And the breathing was every day with the reaching divine air. Slowly growing, closer now, I don't know if I can survive here. Spring enough for the air and sun, beauty. I found it all again, for now not time for the same, for the beauty, for the again, but I can find that but I know that I can get through this in every darkness I encounter for the worth of enduring. Just to see the beauty of the world, just to see her, for the smile. And I don't want to give up, and I want to retire the same. And I can do this for the left of me, for the be bored and tired, for there's nothing more for the inspiring me. And for me be doing for this is the one, but I admire for this, adore me for this inspiring me and knowing. Going to be the last thing I ever write. But that was the story I had to do for all along for the ride, for this to be the last time I can leave my heart to die. I will love you to still I do for this not be know it. Please not keeping me and thinking of you for this will be the last time. And I'll be the last home, but I'm getting right for this to leave the rest of my number for this to be the right so I can say goodbye to the fine. You to be better. We're finding a better person. Derived from the many origins from these to be
and in a moment's time you can come up. And in a moment's time you can come up. in a moment's time, you can come oblivious to that sound. And in a moment, with the realization that you could become everything that goes silent. And in a moment's time, you can come oblivious to that sound. And in a moment, with the realization that you could become everything.
And in a moment's time, you can come oblivious to that sound. And in a moment, with the realization that you could become everything that goes silent. And in a moment's time, you can come oblivious. And in a moment's time, you can come oblivious to that. And in a moment's time, you can come oblivious to that. And in a moment's time, you can come oblivious to that sound.
And in a moment's time, you can come oblivious to that sound. And in a moment, with the realization that you could become everything that goes silent. The world's oblivious to the whirlwind of imagination. Be that growth. The start of life is so small. Prepare for so much for the fragile, for the porcelain. You may be China for the close leaves. Keep me inside a safe and keep me warm for the till I survive on my own for the blossoming. Petals to advise, adding my beauty to the world for the southern I was vibrant enough for the ready for the world for the strong and beautiful. Autumn, slowly enough for the petals to fall. Does that world destroy for the vibrancy for the let me so know the blue. Just as slowly that we will for the others to change too. The green to the amber, the brown, slowly disappearing but not even seen. Frightening enough for those who was coming for the winter. It was dark enough in the night for the world for the cave and all itself was cold for me to breathe.
Help your body gather leaves. Oh. Get your ex together, please. Help your body together, leaves. Oh, go and help your grandfather. He's 77 and you're an elder, so make the young or clean and eat just one or the other. Love it back, please. Please. Oh. Get your act together, please.
You hope that sweet memory. You would have simply did something simpler that I can never remember. And that's it was a part of my past that I can want to reflect on. You are the reflection. You are eternal. You are. And you're never not turn. You hope that sweet memory. You would have simply did something simpler that I can never remember. And that's it was a part of my past that I can want to reflect on. You are the reflection. You are eternal. You are. And you're never not turn. Not divine, but not divine, but you could be whatever. Oh, that sweet memory. You would have simply did something simpler that I can never remember. You hope that sweet memory. You would have simply did something simpler than I can never remember. And this is, it was a part of my past that I can want to reflect on. You are the reflection. You are eternal. You are. And you're never not turn. Not divine, but not divine, but you could be the whatever. You hope that sweet memory. You would have simply did something simpler than I can never remember. And this is, it was a part of my past that I can want to reflect on. You are the reflection. You are eternal. You are. And you're never not turn. Not divine, but not divine, but you could be the whatever. Similar to reckoning in your back. Dreams and broken bodies and drop down to the knees and beginning to plead. Or maybe it was the begging for only the defeating the greed and the you can be hysterical laughing with the reminding yourself yourself for the far, for the dumb, for the staggering. When the sunny eyes beginning to run, for you can realize that you can never run your dreams and it's too late. The keen and hard for the echo with you screaming out. You can sing and you cry that shout for the help, and this is the best friend. We're choosing a sign for that. It is to be the watching over the riches of a woman compartment. This race was insignificant for the brag. Maybe it needed it for the consciousness and maybe the quarrel. Vision to brag and to found that hate to black. This is the thing, and I stand for the last. So they will be the cataract. This is the left eye for the trying. Cause it's starting to cry for everything else. What you can find else is again for the gleefully. Sign for the anybody know for the Hebrew bother. You can find yourself for the slave, eternal suffering for the brother. You're giving enough just to die, but I need nobody for the genuine. Genuinely care for the weather, and I can take a highway or not for you to see upstairs, and I cannot believe mine. I wouldn't care for this, the eternal for the suffering. You can find the spending time alone for the everything. I can never find the something to home for the revenge. You are, however, for the messing with me, for the torture, for the only people that watching you ripping your head and ripping you apart for the shreds and the insane. And there for the dead, for this is the only idea, but I cannot be capable enough for the God of your holding the love. If you can dare me, just tell I'm weak. Tougher you think I am, for the I will fight you back for the whatever it takes, for whatever you can raise the stakes, because I know that I will win. First thing I understand that you will never see me grief, and you can scream it along for the begging for me to stop it. I myself and I will never stop it. On the top of it all, because you never absolutely would have been for the need and the horror, find enough for the growth and you can be the reaction. Because of the best part, you want for the feeling, for the ripping out of your own heart. I can't wait to show you what the begin to laugh at the start, for the only acapella, for the only rearranging. And that means to come back for the arrangements, embodiment, for the poet, for the soul, for the part of the mind, for the particles in time to be given way for the words to come back. A sign of renaissance, or enough for the past revive, for these to be complex and your own, for the population, for the ambition, enough for the routine, inherited scars, saving that. It was a swinging where you can find for the move. These are days that all would be one to do, and all I have for the love of the upon the mind, but nothing else to occupy it. But they're looking at me. It was all for you to need, for this was the problem. One of the best artifacts that we have opened at the period, the hymnals. Songs from that time for the people that still until to find us in something proper. For the afterlife, you can find out through the universe, and there's something laugh in the morning for the life is all in a fine way. You can be the hopeful song.